time no ape na ba. That is the situation na yete ho Ghana ha nka you expect senka ade bi ate say ni be serious issue mpanimfo betimi ahwe but said the misika kire no when it comes to quality of service delivery to the ordinary Ghanaian and then phobia ho enti foreign companies can just come here do whatever they feel so betimi aye at the end of the day what matters is the cash because and so what to data Ghana has a CI, especially MTN data and the kitwa but what network and no ultimate. And the sad aspect of it is yes, machines, anything can happen, but the respect and at least don't back to me a catcher says we are undergoing certain maintenance and answer something is happening now prepare the mind, you know. Such information nobody will devote our details to you, sabi uber prepare. It's in the midst of a program where you say it may terminate and we will be able to. So I think that an internet be a chassis and that's a coin, no network in a coin. Time no apenaba, and from the past 1 week near a take up time no apenaba, and it's normal, it's business as usual. That is Ghana for you, that is Africa for you. People are place you more in leadership position, you know, don't care about whether Nipano, whatever services they are receiving, are you good and answer, and yet they don't care because after all, oh no, we are doing. Situation I ever can once me happenings in Gabon and a midst of cool discussion over the years, you know, and in recent times, my main cancer in a successive streak, you know, over 8 coup d'etats NRC in both West and Central Africa within some few months in here, and there has been a lot of discussion there. Also, there has been a lot of discussion and misreaction from Obia on opinion. Said the Namisi Kasana Pai when I posted it on Facebook, said coup in Niger is a sad development. I saw a lot of different opinion, diverse opinion among for a child. Some are celebrating the fact that yes, it's a right time at the right time. So the question I be say I want to say, why is at this point are you woman? The African youth and a lot of people, even not just the youth, even the grown up, a lot of people who are happy. Say some of these things are happening in Africa. Now, saying that sense of political awakening, the consciousness. Now, people have been asking a lot of questions for quite too long, and the answers are not forthcoming. So when some of these interventions are bad, they will favor it, and it's the reason why. AC or most of the countries now you see citizens, the ordinary people will take to the street and you see them in a jubilant mood as you say at the BSC, because when you see those things now at their cultural one say the people have been repressed for quite so long and they see such an intervention as some form of an independence for them, because if you hear the entanglement of this your friend is saying some of the establishment I see now, there is no way you can bypass it. Even what background what in the time where we are as a pave way for others to say so and to come with different ideas, infuse certain way into the hall of governance, you know, they decide so so we can just be in power as long as we wish. And one of the reasons I might say and he said and Oma Bongo and now we the statement of the Tabontia calling on your friend saying the international community say omomra na omomebwa no, because ohune yere na ohune ma ya detaining no, and video no na I think say nanka me pese me ye we, but haya na metime abono na utie nsem na okana osene na yere ne ma ohun omo.
To send a message to all the friends that we have all over the world, to tell them to make noise, for the people here have arrested me and my family. My son is somewhere, my wife is in another place, and I'm at the residence. Right now, I'm at the residence, and nothing happening. Nothing is happening. I don't know what's going on. So I'm calling you to make noise, to make noise.
So Osemo making noise, mano. Ali Bongo, the deposed Gabonese president, or the Casano, or Shana Irene Mao home, when baby omodo mako. He's calling on you, say mo making noise, mo making noise, mo making noise, mo making noise, mano. No Shana Irene Mao home, and Uncle channel at the Nasha Dam, and he. As a president, all powerful man, he doesn't even know what is going on. And you know, so what's it in Krana or the Bana Babia will be as a what's in a year and then a man can or so. But more de Munya de Muntian teams are copies, Ubahuna year and then ma.
Honorable President of Gabon, and I'm to send a message to all the friends that we have all over the world to tell them to make noise, For the people here have arrested me and my family. My son is somewhere, my wife is in another place, and I'm at the residence. Right now, I'm at the residence, and nothing happening. Nothing is happening. I don't know what's going on. So I'm calling you to make noise, really. I'm thanking you. I'm in the residence, and nothing happening. Nothing is happening. I don't know what's going on. So I'm calling you to make noise, really. I'm thanking you. 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 Thank you.
So that is his message. I say more making noise, a man, and maybe tell who Ali Bongo is. Baby of free by how long he has ruled, and in the country called Gabon. Why? Near baby. Now we are better here. Circumstances are leading to this particular situation. Gabon near Koye, but let us not sit here and say kuna sino a part of the many cool air corner. The almost situation is a bit different from happenings in other parts of Africa, like Niger, Burkina Faso, Chad, and several other countries are recently. The situation is a bit different from Niger, from Gabon, and I'll tell you why. But Gabon, Omaya, and so that is Adebakwa Esohu. Gabon, Omaya, kakra, binipo mo Omainum Nina, 2.3 million. So I trust a nipa presently, yawa Accra kekeno. Ya do so change the whole Gabon Omaino. Gabon population, I think the recent one, 2.3 million. So it's a small country, but a oil producing country. Every day, biano omo produce 200,000. You fancy a barrel of crude per day. 200,000 barrels of crude per day. Every day, biya. Oil no production no sa level na kwa kudru. So that is the country I can wasem. And it's a population, now we share oil kakra sabi omunya over 200,000 barrels per day there. Now we have population sabi elnuru akram po population. There is no reason for people in Niger, for people in Gabon to live in extreme poverty, as has been their story for quite a long time. Political situation in Gabon, unlike other places, a mirror or a mimeke places like Togo, places like Cameroon, places like Uganda, and then Gabon. These 4 countries have everything in common. The entity say Cameroon, Paul Biya has been in power. Samrana ya ngome. Paul Biya ebetena Cameroon akonwa so. Me amete ayi na ya ngome. Na me nimba bia na me nenam. The man in his frail state and no huna nanti akura ho ayede ama no. But still wakanenche on to power. And the economic situation, the level of insecurity, and the clashes between French-speaking Cameroonians and English-speaking Cameroonians, time. Even language, abaye challenge for people within Cameroon. Ebinum ka Brofo and ebinum ka French. And they see themselves at some point in time, especially English for no, not French for no form of the So Cameroon has seen no peace, and it is under one person, a poor bear, a kokra sabi. Oyano hoshia enyeye. So for him, it's like a family dynasty and ortiso. We ni free wa na waba. To me say it is a Togo so the Yasingbe family. Mo capture Togo tena so for almost like bare 40 to 50 years, almost the same coup d'etat yabi and they did 2 or more say. And also na your family dynasty sa. Uganda is the same thing. Museveni okoha no kwa ne de you can't term limit no. Okoha mono time limit be anim. Ona konwa na transfer copies obewu. That is Museveni for you. And at this point in time, when you have a lot of educated young your friends in Uganda are more at school exposed to Western education, with a lot of knowledge, ideas, and then as for these people come back and they are forced to follow him, sing hallelujah choruses, praises for him, all to the glory of the puppet master. We clamp down on all decent groups. Obeda kokasa wo your opposition. Museveni or Africa haya or tenaswo uwa neba nasa ne yere ba betwaso. Tisa Mugabe di enubino. At some point in time, Mugabe call UN conference we asia. Or so cha. Tisa sabi. Obi asamanya hwene ni so. Woso cha na asoso ne mu no de kwa gina UN table ho na nipa dasani a odwen wakosuku wonim de edi we yachi so ye leader ena ne de call e ena ne abedu Gabon so Gabon o man ketwa Gabon amese nipa e wo me 2.3 million pe na enuru akra ye population no omunya oil 200,000 your friends a barrel per day. So you don't expect poverty to be. Apart from they have other resources as well. But to them, any governance and as for no more, you said there be a Mexican, a family enterprise. It's like a dynasty. So Ali Bongo ya obatena kumya isu Nane papa, first president of Gabon, on and vice president. And on transwa na ouye, and na ne papa Oma Bongo, ebedia kumya. Somewhere in 1963 there about asem na ye kan wo bedi akonwa batena akonwa no so, and he was in power for 41 good years, 42 good years. Oma Bongo ne ba na ye Ali Bongo. Papa no 2009 ena Nkoforo mo twa ne ho ahia na ye ya na ne ba no baaye the same party. Ena ne ba no aba we ne ye. Ena o twa the first 7 years we ye. Ena o san twa the second 7 years we ye. Ena o make attempt or third term no wakọ. Abrante ya ye kan wa se o ma ye fa Ali Bongo ya o kasa o machi ha ya o se amanfo nhwehwe na yere ne ma on tapo. That is one thing you need to know. In 2018, Osofa stroke. Eja presidency in this quarter fear for 1 year. One resign. Okotena fear for 1 solid year. Because when you find saying stroke, there were a lot of calls on him. So one tiapa fatfo no bimra. He never resigned. Egu so tena swa kopim say yes what tiapona ono asamba abaka or that so tesu eneya or senior quarter term. Na third term no mu a na no memenda e na mokoto aba no abato no mokoto no na emu na ho dwirim ne keta se hye ne nasefo de bebre ewom enti nipa na sha ase and results na Electoral Commission wo Gabon e announce ye no ya me se Oma Bongo awene ye fen se Ali Bongo a ya tuni wa win 64%, 64.7% and or they are winning. And now your friend say Ondo Osa are the opposition leader no. On senior 30.7. And also on say election a fraud. And now other people started raising concerns. Civil society organizations, even observer group number, most of them didn't okay the election. But obeying on a 2 million one in 7, also better naso. In the amount for no casana and internet or Gabon or shutting it down. Enti social media and just would them would now them so casa would them one because internet ya doom no. Enti election ya we mo ya either you won't to me call social media baby na wako kan ho asem say Gabon election. Enti no mo kasa mo krum na nko baby obi etuma bedru na twam. That is the strategy they employed. But what you need to know is when you are oppressing people, the only thing that preventing explosion when you give them the opportunity to ventilate their grievances. Who is the panel tana swaje na economic freedom na se fo nyina free nsam na wo san kan kasa boahye ne yema. The likely outcome is explosion, and it's exactly what happened. So military ne tana se hu say dabi adia papa ye because the last 14 years I wat na oman no so no. And in the last 41 years, our papa abatena minus on a den Namode Gabon, a small country, but we still live in extreme poverty. And already, no, Gabon, a former French colony, and there is this wave of anti-French sentiment that is rolling around on the continent. It's a fact. All the countries now, France. They have come to the realization that no, France is for Kwasiache. So there is this massive anti-French sentiment that is swelling over. And the conditions now exist our Niger, our Burkina Faso, our Mali. Relative to the fact say CFA no reserve 50% is kept our your friend saying Bank of France. And they hold certain economic influence and dominance over the local economy and a whole lot of stuff, no? Those conditions and as instead of that. But this coup is not coming out of that. It is coming from this electoral malpractices, the electoral fraud na cause what? Opposition party no biya sorry say or sorry tia abine say on tija, you know. And the military no say no, ya seize power. And why I'm telling you that DS is different is that power no more easy, you know. There is no single person I will identify no. Say on the cool leader. Announcement from Bayen will so my capture power and almost say military for say almost a spokesperson for Committee for Transition and Restoration of Institutions. So among case of my capture political power na yeah, say omo kasa on behalf of the committee already no one kasa setting in place just to ensure that transition will happen and a restoration of institutions. Because you see I'm no kasa oko Gabon say aban nan kasa no yetu agu set your friend is saying senator ho National Assembly Ghana hanka parliament twam yetu ni nyina tu agu nti say oko Gabon a omo ni parliament National Assembly deben the constitutional court no twam court bi ani ba bia ena if mamboy for Electoral Commission or kofa ansem we nyina by an Electoral Commission no twam. So all these institutions, according to the military, ya dissolve nyina. But among ba betenase military for no generals no betenase ehu the way forward kwan before so metimi aye nhyehyeye ama ya transitive power immediately. So from the announcement mo making ewo TV station fan Gabon 24 so no, the indication clear ni say they are dissatisfied with the way and manner election occur, and say omo anya bibia situation be jinsamu, and because government has been in your friend saying power for so long, the influence are quite massive into opposition okasa hade na abaye. But issues na ewo hotter than no. Eno ka ho ena ma nipaku no mo man no nyina gentle ha, because my culture say in that part of the world democracy is not working. So don't sit anywhere and say na democracy ya fire no. No, they are not practicing democracy. Because one of the key tenets of democracy to ensure economic self-sufficiency of economic empowerment, economic dignity. The same time, human rights na uphold fundamental human rights that include the economic dignity. So if you are implementing democracy in a way and manner, it is the economic welfare of few at the echelons of power, the corridors of power, no one they realize to achieve whatever they want. The majority of the people are impoverished, live in the extreme poverty. Then clearly you should know, say, and yet say, your friend is saying, will serve the purpose of democracy, and it's the reason why we are here. Our Gabon and Inti makacho say ku enya de papa me de bia megusu aka. But my concern no has to do with circumstances in nearma eboaboa no. The aggregation of both external and internal factors na seek say it justify some of these things no. That is what African leaders must set up and address. Look at it critically, because you might think that people are fools. But be a begina nei obienwa what Jimmy so taking for granted. But in the twisted minds of these aged people who are confused with power and cannot even sit well and think properly, they think that by the virtue of the fact say be a when you know we are kranakasa with nimyansa we are sukonoma say. So with that aura around them, they tend to shut down everybody in furtherance of those criminal enterprises na sebi omo leaving an inheritance for themselves and their family. You can profile politicians in Africa and ask yourself how many of them even have their family in Africa. How many of them seek care in Africa? But it is their duty to ensure that the resources needed will be provided. They don't even trust those institutions. So Oyarea, he will pop on oko. That is leadership for you. So, and the people are becoming conscious, consuming various information on social media, coupled with other sources and so forth, and people are beginning to ask a lot of questions. So, if the answers are not forthcoming, is the reason why as animal way in airba. And we are buying now we are being said, oh fancy ebi so be sisiri nipa be kan nipa. No, you will not survive. You will not, trust me. That is why aname pesa Ghana you take a cue from this situation. Na ye enlighten ye ho na ye hu say baby a ye tracking no, we are no different from many of these countries falling victim to military incursions and as a form they be made different from them. Na kwan be fa so ye de en hyehyɛ ne niema ebegu ho. But it seems the Biameka, we are also tracking far from normal saying from say by the right thing. Electoral misunderstanding and a far way by Ghana, we are nursing a similar situation that, like I indicated in the first video, we are nursing a similar situation going into election. If you look at the level of your friends, public dissatisfaction so far as the economy is concerned, and midst of it, the Electoral Commission is trying to find a way. You're making sure there's a unkra Ghana card. You're my register. So this enterprise called governance, which is a one kind of boys in change. At the time, people are facing harsh economic conditions of their time, and they want to be part of the decision-making process. We in Tanzania, you really be very careful. You might not want to put any impediment in a manful way in ensuring, say, they do not partake in the major decision process. More life, so. That is the same trend. So, what is the level of trust and confidence a public in the commission, sabi, or the way back on sabi? The electoral outcome, will be accepted by everybody. My culture says electoral misunderstanding anyway turning Africa into a graveyard. And there are several examples in Africa. I look around, and consequences in the ripple effect, has never been good. So this is the right time for us to make the right calls and ensure, say, the process, a call for inclusion of obia or your friends saying right over to aba. Na your finance acquire na when you win na one cover we are mana garanta na ye fro na se for no ma. You see, you are building a certain foundation, and that foundation will become a trigger. Because you see, for people to foment trouble and chaos, violence, and as for no, they need basis. They need something to build on. So as a government, especially looking at this cool in your friend is a bushfire effect in an area within the sub-region, those foundations, those platforms, you don't build them, you rather distill them. But we are consciously constructing those foundations just to ensure that we give people enough incentive and motivation to cause whatever that they want to cause. Because what has circumstances are Ghana during the 2016 elections, 2020 elections, circumstances ne anya nyamene di Ghana for one for fear and kwayen some fufrono. The last thing anybody might want to do is say president because appointment and nipa we unim say or your party ni na watam no. Say what the Nekosi Electoral Commission on Kwayajuma or Electoral Commission. When he knows the consequences. Yes, a Council of State Coordinators will say, hey, they find nothing wrong with it. I've already told you that is the most useless institution we've ever. Say any serious government be about by more. The first thing to dissolve is that thing. And so we have just assembled old men and women and just wasting resources on them. Go and look at the composition. Just wasting resources on them. Because our mind way, the president, any access to any wise counselor, and if it is true that we have access to, then honorably you resign and go. But because of everybody is sitting there, that makes everyone complicit. So Council of State is the most useless institution you can ever think of. And any serious government, and in the future, if we are to amend our constitution, I think that will be the first consideration on the block. That has to be considered. And I agree. Even say him for crying about constitute or more in a way, and yes, I more no to a because if you want council as a president, the whole country, you can see council. Something that is not binding on anybody. I wonder why we should be paying huge sums of money when Ghana and me cannot even see what they are doing upon their consideration and a president. Yes, I don't know. So if we go into an election, the election process may be genuine, may be all right, but because you have already built the foundation, people can just capitalize on that foundation. Say, appointment way will be when they don't even have reason. Because for electoral violence to emerge, you don't need scientific evidence. All that you need is to build out, spread it for people to appreciate, and then that is it. We must not get there. So the West African situation, the Central African situation, and as a foreigner gave rise to kuna echo was or intervening as a foreigner yanana and namhunu. And yes, we know the root cause. But nobody is willing to tackle those things. Nobody is willing. Because the Omar Bongo dynasty now rule Gabon for the past 52 to 53 years now yatuoguno. So Obiti Uganda, then he has every right to contemplate the possibility of ousting Museveni as well, because he has been in power for saying time. I open one want to say Paul Biya in Cameroon is the same thing. And this guy don't even recognize the blocks and then as for, because I'm telling you, says if ECOWAS really want to be serious, say or the sanction air to be soon among from the serious first. The economic clout that you wield, the political influence, how war in the sub-region. Because in the UN, the association is just like ECOWAS at the local level here and the AU. But if you are to face the full brunt of United Nations sanctions, I'm not sure say countries can. How many countries can survive? But ECOWAS consistently sanctioning countries in the sub-region, AU as a mother body for the whole of Africa. No, what is the economic might of this body? And until say yakasa sanction obi a ebeye deterrent enough. Say obi enkonko ye cool and proud to even cool no kra no. What has been their intervention? The ordinary person ne mind are blessed with all the resources that you can think of. It's as poor